Now, the next column I want to look at is called mater letter vowels, and it's the next one to the right. Do you see mater letter here? All right, this is another annoying part of Hebrew spelling. Remember I said that the original manuscripts were written without vowels. An early attempt at marking long vowels was done by using certain consonants to mark certain vowels. These were long vowels in positions where they wouldn't change. And that becomes a handy rule of thumb. Remember I said that short vowels can lengthen and long vowels can shorten. But a long vowel that is marked by one of these vowel consonants is going to be unchangeably long. It's like real long. All right, phonetically it's the same as long, but they didn't change them. All right? Now, the three consonants, we've already seen one of these mater letter vowels. Do you recall my opening discussion of the word, oh, by the way, now you can pronounce this. Right? Shalom. Okay? Here's a shin. Name this vowel. Comet. So if we were transliterating, it'd be sha. That's a syllable break. Now the second syllable starts with, what's this letter? Lamed. Now, what's the next letter? Is it a vowel or a consonant? I've already told you that this, remember when we were writing this and I said this is a vowel, but we didn't write it as a consonant because it's acting as a vowel. Here's an example of one of these so-called mater letters. They're called mater letters from the old Latin term mater lectionis, which is Latin for mother of reading, mother in the sense of a helper, a handmaiden, to help you read. And we're sort of stuck with this terminology of calling them mater letters. But in this case, the wow, in other words, you wouldn't write a W there. It's not functioning as a W, it's not functioning as a wow, it's functioning as an O. And you see the dot of the holum above it to tell you that this itself is a long O. Mater letter vowels are marked in transliteration by a circumflex over the vowel, and then the final letter, main. So you look at the word shalom, how many consonants are there? 3, right? Shin, lamed, main. How many vowels are there? 2. How many syllables are there? 2. How many vowels are there?
2.
How many syllables are there?
2.
Do you get the point I'm making? Hebrew spelling, I'm already jumping ahead, all right? But you can handle this and it makes sense. Hebrew syllables are very simple. There's only 2 kinds of syllables in Hebrew. Every Hebrew syllable starts with a consonant and is followed by a vowel. Now, there's only one variation on this theme. Some syllables quit as with a consonant and a vowel. That's called an open syllable. Some syllables start with a consonant, have the vowel, and have a second consonant. That kind of syllable is called a closed syllable. That's it. You now know everything there is to know about syllables. Every syllable starts with a consonant and has one vowel. So the number of syllables in a word should be equal to the number of vowels in the word. Back to shalom. The first syllable, open or closed?
Open.
Open. Second syllable, open or closed?
Closed.
Closed. All right? So you can have more than one consonant per syllable, but you can only have one vowel per syllable. Okay? Now, back to the mater letters. We've already done this one, haven't we? Back to our vowel chart. We've seen that you can use a wow to mark a long O as a mater letter vowel. In addition to that, there's also another use of the vowel, but you'll see the difference here that the little dot of the vowel marking is actually inside or in the middle of the vowel. All right? That's a different mark for a different vowel. This actually has its own name. None of these other mater letters have a name. You just call this a mater letter vowel or a mater letter holum. But this one has its own name. It's called a shurek, and it's the long oo sound, as in tune. Okay? Now we've started with OU, but there's also an A and an EI mater letter problem. In the A family, you get a comets followed by a hey. So in this syllable, ba, how many consonants are there? One. Right? The vowel, see, that's the thing. You have to think of the mater letter. You have to think of the mater letter as part of the vowel. If I would circle the consonants in this syllable, I would only circle that. If I were going to circle the vowels, I would circle that. See? That mater letter consonant is actually part of the vowel spelling. And you can't confuse it with another consonant. All right? I promise you, in 3 days' time, this will start to make sense. Okay? I know it sounds incredibly weird right now. Within the EI system, there are also mater letter vowels. Interesting here, they use a yod. You'll notice the 3 letters they used to mark were hey in the A family, yod in the EI family, and wow in the OU family. In the EI family, there's a mater letter following a serif. It's called a mater letter serif. There's a mater letter following a hirek. It's called a mater letter hirek. And again, you have to think of the vowel as all of this. All right, as all of this. I put this one in parentheses because it's quite rare. It does occur, but I don't even want to worry about it right now. Okay? Now, if you go to your exercise book, let's look at exercise B on page 2. By the way, the reason I want you to use your exercise booklets is so that you can keep your textbook relatively clean. You bought the book. I don't care what you do with it. I can't tell you what to do with it. All right? But I find that working on a larger format of the exercise book and allowing yourself to make notes and stuff and correct stuff, there you can be as messy as you want, and the worst is you can throw it away at the end of the course.